Sign up to Council's disaster and weather event warning system. Receive alerts about emergency news, severe weather events and other public safety alerts via SMS or email. Registering to the disaster messaging system is free. To register, visit Gladstone Regional Council's Region Watch website and click on the Register for Warnings button. Get ready, Gladstone. Take the steps to protect what's most important to you. Let's be better prepared and protected for emergencies and disasters.
Well, good morning. The time being 9 a.m, I declare open the general meeting for the Gladstone Regional Council for the 5th of July 2022. We have an apology from Councillor Branthwaite, who is attending the LGAQ Waste Forum in Brisbane. Do we require a mover and a seconder for that? No, apology be accepted on Councillor Branthwaite. We also have Councillor Churchill and Councillor Muscat's teaming in on the live stream. Thank you, councillors. All other councillors are present. We'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is the messages of condolence. Do we have any messages of condolence, councillors? No messages of condolence. The next item on the agenda is the prior notifications of conflicts of interest. Councillors, do we have any prior notifications? None online. I have one I'd like to declare, that I advise that I have a declarable conflict of interest in agenda item G 3.1, Negotiated Decision Development Application 24/2021 for reconfiguration of a lot and material change of use of premises for an aquatic centre located at Lot 1 and 5, Wyndham Avenue, Boyne Island. It may be perceived that I have a conflict of interest, as during my role as a federal Labor candidate for Flynn, the Labor Party made an election commitment to financially contribute to a council-funded aquatic facility, and while I'm not required to leave the room, I will leave the room while the voting is being considered and hand over to the Deputy Mayor at that point in time. Thank you. No further notices, no further conflicts. The next item on the agenda is the Mayor's statement on current issues, and of course we just had a special meeting on the 28th of June, so I won't go into too much more, except I'd like to mention the Beast Tradie Wars, which are on the weekend, raising funds and awareness for not only young veterans but also suicide prevention, and our Deputy Mayor, who gallantly got in the ring and with his good mate Matthew Clark and helped raise awareness. And well done, Khan. I think you and everyone involved really certainly raised awareness on the weekend. Congratulations to you. And it was a little bit muddy and boggy at the Gladstone Showgrounds with a bit of the rain around. So well done to Jason and Joe Hode and the team. They really put on a great event with weather considering. But back at the showgrounds this weekend is the Gladstone Annual Show. That's on this Saturday. So gates open at 10 a.m. So if you're interested and keen to get involved in the Gladstone Show, that's this Saturday. The following day we have the Calliope River Historical Markets on the Sunday. And of course conversations with the council will take place at that event as well. And I know that a couple of the councillors will be attending. And then the following weekend we have Luminous at the Botanic Gardens, which is the Thursday, Friday and Saturday night. And if you want tickets for an early event on the Thursday night, I encourage you to get online. Tickets are limited for that. Otherwise, on the Friday and Saturday night, it's open to everyone to attend for a gold coin donation entry. And they're the big events happening in and around the town at the moment. So we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Sorry, Councillor O'Grady. Oh, of course, sorry, NAIDOC Week. We were meant to raise flags yesterday, but of course the rain stopped NAIDOC Week and NAIDOC Week flag raising ceremony, but there is lots of events, and I have shared it on my social media already. But yes, it is NAIDOC Week this week, and very appropriate that we acknowledge our traditional owners here in the Gladstone region, the Gurang, the Gurang, the Baili and the Trebling Bunda people. Thank you, Councillor O'Grady, a member of our Reconciliation Action Group. Yes, obviously we would love to have had our flag raising ceremony, but there is a march later this week, and there are a number of activities planned, including yes, the march is Friday and some other activities this week as well. So check out the NAIDOC Week information on Council's website for more information. I've also shared it, as I said, on my social media. The next item on the agenda is the confirmation of the minutes, and we have two meetings there that we need to confirm the minutes of. First is G 2.1, the general meeting for the minutes for the 7th of June. Can I have a mover, please? Move Councillor Goodluck, second Councillor Muscat. Any business arising? None. I'll put the motion. All in favour? It's carried. And then G 2.2, which is a confirmation of the special meeting minutes for the 28th of June. Thank you, Councillor Hanson and Councillor Cameron. No business arising? Motion. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you, councillors. We'll now move to the officers' reports, and the first officers' report is G 3.1, which is the one I just declared I would have a conflict, and I will hand over to the Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. So item number G/3.1, negotiated decision to development application for reconfiguring a lot and a material change of use of premises for an aquatic centre located at Lot 1 and 5, Wyndham Avenue, Boyne Island. We'll hand over to Manager for Development Services, Helen Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The report before you today is a request for negotiation to 6 conditions that were imposed on the development application previously decided by Council. Most notably, the condition in relation to access to the premises has been probably the one worth noting. The original condition required that no right turn access into the property was permitted. However, through negotiations with the applicant and a number of traffic experts, the solution proposed in figure 13 in the report demonstrates the ability to access the site in a right-in and also protects the conflicts with the opposing intersection on the other side. So the report before you tweaks up some wording and clarifies some intent around the conditions for footpath and some other minor wording and is recommended for approval subject to the change conditions in the report.
Thanks, Helen. Do we have any questions, councillors? Councillor O'Grady.
No, this is quite a comprehensive report, like it takes up the whole agenda just about. So, but yeah, it's just amazing. So thank you for all the work that you've gone into and with this, because it's been just incredible the amount of pages. When I opened it, I thought, oh my gosh. So yeah, very, very thorough. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Helen, sorry, Mr. Acting Mayor, I don't know what you are at the moment, Deputy Chair. Mr. Chair, through you, I think the overall outcome from these change of conditions, I think, is very good, actually. Excellent. And it takes the pressure off Arthur Street a little bit more, particularly with the residents down the other end as well. So
that's right.
Yeah,
all stakeholders have been considered in that. So yeah, it's been quite comprehensive.
Move, Councillor Hanson.
If I could just point out, there is a typographical error in condition 15. It refers to a nosy report instead of a noise report. So if we could have the officer's recommendation with the correction to 15, yes, we'll do that.
We can amend that. Yep. Just only live across the road, but that's not a conflict in this matter, is it? I don't believe so. No, that's fine, yeah. Councillor Muscat, Councillor Churchill, you guys didn't have a question. You're all good? No further questions, councillors. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Cameron. No further questions. We'll put the motion. All those in favour? Declare that carried, and we can welcome the Mayor back. Thank you.
Sorry, move to the next item on the agenda, G3.2, Community Investment Elevator Fund. And do I have a General Manager of Community Development Events? Who won't be a second? Probably expected that item to go a bit longer. So I don't hardly get to drink me cup of tea.
You can expect anything in council, Mr. Mayor.
That's right. Before we move into that, actually maybe what we might do, who's the next one? Is Christy here? Yep, we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda and we'll come back to that. G3.3, which is the Interim Management Letter and Report, General Manager of Finance, Governance and Risk Acting, Christy Walkner. Thank you, Christy. Councillors online, we've just moved to the next item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and councillors. So this report is tabling a interim management letter and report for the Auditor Governor's observation for the QAO interim audit. The report assesses the design, implementation and internal controls and whether they're operating effectively. It also details any financial reporting issues and other matters that should be considered. The interim report for 2021-22 reported no significant deficiencies in Council's internal controls. There's one new current year deficiency and one prior year unresolved financial reporting issue, which management have taken action to resolve in a timely manner.
Thank you. Questions, councillors? No questions? Happy to move. Councillor O'Grady? Seconded. Sorry, Councillor Churchill, you got a question or you're seconding that? I think he said I'm happy to second. I'm learning to lip read. Thank you. So seconded Councillor Churchill on mute. Move Councillor O'Grady. No further questions? I'll put the motion all in favour. It's carried. Thank you. We'll go back to item, sorry Chrissy, if that's all right. We'll go back to item G 3.2, which is Community Investment Program Elevator Fund. Thank you. Kylie.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Thank you, councillors. My apologies for not being in the room. I was just on a phone call to Agnes Water, so thank you for that. It's my pleasure to talk this morning about our Elevator Fund as part of our Community Investment Program. The Elevator Fund invites applications that are over $10,000, and they do require more of a detailed application and acquittal process, and applicants need to demonstrate a higher level of competency and capability and capacity to deliver the outcomes. 6 applications were assessed under the Elevator Fund in May by a panel of council officers, including 2 general managers and subject matter experts. 3 of the 6 applications have been recommended for funding in this round. Those 3 are the Tannenboyne Junior Rugby League for the installation of shade structures for members and visitors to spectate in a sun-safe environment. The Captain Creek Community Sport and Recreation Club, which was a project to lay a cement slab as the first phase in creating a covered area between the club and the stage. And the 3rd application successful in this round was the Gladstone Mountain Biking, or Gladstone MTB, which was the purchase of event timing equipment to provide professional, accurate timekeeping. There was one application that was recommended to be further developed, and that was for the Sun Valley Park Sports Association. That was really to demonstrate further clarity on the need and demand of the users and the impact that the current uses are actually having on the sporting field. Their application was for $10,000 for rejuvenation of the playing surface. There were 2 applications that the panel has assessed as not successful at this time, and I'd like to talk through those. One was from the Discovery Coast Tourism and Commerce Inc., and it was really to undertake a review of the GRC structure plan for Agnes Water in 1770 that was developed as an informing document to our planning scheme. The request was for $10,300, and at this time we decided that we needed to really ascertain further community need. I've spoken to Michael, who was the applicant on this occasion, and we are really focused on supporting this, but just through council business as usual. This is really community consultation and collaboration to understand what updates they're seeking and how that feeds into our strategic documents, and really making sure that we're not setting expectations that we can't deliver. So that piece of work will still be undertaken just as community consultation as our normal business allows for. And the other one was from Discovery Coast Music and Arts Inc., and that was for a local community radio startup and launch of an FM station. This request was for $28,746. The panel really was seeking a lot more information around the establishment of this particular initiative, and the panel did recommend that a business case be developed to fully understand the scope of the application. So we really are inviting Discovery Coast Music and Arts to apply under our grassroots fund to really support the development and make sure that this initiative is something that can be permanently implemented in the right way. Happy to answer any questions councillors have.
Questions, councillors? With that last one, which I think community radio is fantastic and absolutely support it, with 4CC already broadcasting FM in Agnes, would there be a conflict for council funding in opposition to that?
I don't believe
support of a business case would be a conflict.
It's the national competition policy, us funding someone else, but being a community radio, I suppose it's probably allowed.
And it would be the business case that we would be funding. Yep.
Okay, councillors, any further questions? Councillor Cameron?
Look, just one little technical one is that the floor that the Captain Creek Amelia is, it won't be a cement floor, it'll be a concrete floor. Just a little technical issue. Cement alone won't last too long.
Thank you very much, Councillor Cameron.
Poured some, have we, in the past? Okay. Councillor Goodluck, happy to move. You got a question?
Just a question. The Agnes Water 1770 Strategic Vision Plan, can you remind me when our planning scheme is due for renewal? That will be coming up at some point in the next year.
It came into place in 2017, so how many years?
We've done a sanity check on it, and it is still current for us in terms of our growth. We'll consider the most recent census information, but it's currently scheduled for review within the next 2 years.
2 years, yeah. And sorry, that at that point, would that strategic vision and plan, that would certainly be a body of work that would happen as an ordinary process with a renewal of the planning scheme, wouldn't it?
That would definitely be a consideration, yes.
And so we would work in that space up until that time, because obviously we've seen large growth in Agnes Water and pressure in various different ways. So that's what you're saying as a plan there? Yeah.
Councillor Goodluck, we have an initial meeting with Michael and Amber from the group next Friday, the 15th, not next Friday, sorry, the 15th of July.
Yep. All right, thank you.
So, Councillor Churchill online.
No, Kylie just answered my question. It was more a matter of follow-up and timeline with the representatives from DCTC, so I'm happy with that.
Thank you. Okay, so did I have a mover for that? Did I already get them? No? Councillor Muscat, happy to move. Councillor Trevor, happy to second. No further questions? Put the motion, all in favour. That's carried. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Kylie. The next item on the agenda is G3.4, which is MacArthur Proprietary Limited as a specialised supplier. I'm going to hand it back to Christy Wagner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This report seeks resolution from Council to make use of the provisions in Section 235B, specialised supplier of the local government regulation in relation to MacArthur Queensland Proprietary Limited for remuneration benchmarking services.
Straightforward, councillors. Are the only ones who provide that service. Councillor Churchill, do you have a question, or are you moving that? Move, Councillor Churchill. Seconded, Councillor Goodluck. Any questions? No. I'll put the motion, all in favour. Carried. That one was a very easy one. Moving on. No deputations this morning. Councillor reports. Does any councillor have a written report? No? No verbal reports? Councillor O'Grady?
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. Yeah, happy NAIDOC week. And I went to the church service on Sunday night. It was great to see so many people there, and that was the first launch of NAIDOC week, so that was fantastic. So I believe the flag raising ceremony is going to be on Friday as well.
Yep.
So thank you.
On Friday after the march, no doubt.
In the middle of the march.
Yeah. Yep. No further council.
Sorry, the march always stops here for an address by the Mayor.
Yep.
You'll be here, Mr Mayor?
I'll be here Friday, absolutely.
Good day.
No further councillor reports. Councillor Churchill. On mute. Councillor Churchill, and it's 2022. We know mute now. We got that.
I know some people try to mute me, but
Not me.
I'm heading off to Mackay this afternoon with our economic development specialist. Both of us attending the Developing Northern Australia Conference in Mackay. So what we will be doing is reviewing to make sure that our relevance from Gladstone region is still relevant to the focus of developing Northern Australia. Now that we've seen a change of government, there may be a change of focus, but we'll report back on that after the conference.
No worries. Maybe you could convince them that they should host a future conference here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As the capital of the North. Okay. Urgent business, councillors? No urgent business. There's no notices of motion. We do have a confidential item, so I will need to clear the gallery and ask for a councillor to move and second the moving into confidential for our confidential item, which is G8.1, the write-off report, which is regarding writing off of bad debt. Councillor Goodluck and Councillor O'Grady moved and second. All in favour? Thank you, councillors. We'll close the meeting and turn off the live stream, and we'll be back very shortly. We've just got the one item there in confidential.
Sign up to Council's disaster and weather event warning system. Receive alerts about emergency news, severe weather events and other public safety alerts via SMS or email. Registering to the disaster messaging system is free. To register, visit Gladstone Regional Council's Region Watch website and click on the Register for Warnings button. Get ready, Gladstone. Take the steps to protect what's most important to you. Let's be better prepared and protected for emergencies and disasters.
Thank you, councillors. Thank you, gallery, and thank you those watching on the live stream. As I said, we have the one confidential item which was discussed in accordance with section 275(1) brackets D of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the write-off of bad debts. I see on the screen they're identified there. Are they meant to be identified there? Sorry, can we just... Sorry, that's all right? Okay, well, okay, I would like someone to move that those debts be written off, please. Move Councillor Goodluck, second Councillor O'Grady. Any further questions, comments? Put the motion, all in favour. Motion's carried. There's no further business. Obviously, we just had a special meeting on the 28th, so I will declare the meeting closed at 9:30 a.m. and thank you for your attendance.